2024. 10 years. 2 countries. 2 tours. The Queens. The fans. The show. Get tickets now at dragfans.com.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of I Live for This podcast. And today I have my one and only.
Oh, you're waiting. You're waiting.
One and only.
Your bestie. I am Trinity, the bestie.
The fat cow herself.
Oh, wow.
Moo.
Moo. Brown cow stunning. Okay. Yes.
Yes. And I have myself, Shontelle Sparkles.
Yes.
And this is the normal podcast where we get to just shoot the shit and talk about our boring lives and the people that are
Our lives are not boring. Our lives are not boring. And speaking of, before we get too far in, not boring, I will be on a Drag Queen Christmas. I'm usually always on this tour at some capacity. This year I'm touring Canada. They're doing 2 different tours.
Ooh, that's gonna be fun.
No, it's fierce. One is in the US, one is in Canada at the same time, 2 different casts. So if you live in the continental US or in Canada, go to dragfans.com to get your tickets.
So yeah, let's get started, bitch. Let's talk at the tea. Let's spill the tea and all the tea. We're gonna get started with the game that we always start with, which is Battle of the Besties. It's just basically us asking each other questions to watch us epically fail and see how well we know each other.
See who wins this week. You literally won 3 weeks in a row, you fucking bitch.
I know, I'm a fan. I really love you. My first question, let's start off, just get right to it. What is my weirdest or funniest habit?
Now, bitch, you's a weird, funny, habited person, honey. Weirdest, funniest
To you.
To me. Well, then how am I going to know if I'm right?
I mean, no, I guess it doesn't have to be you. Just what is my weirdest or funniest habit?
Your weirdest habit to me is always like you get in these moods where you complain. You're a habitual complainer, and it is, I think, one, it comes from a place of insecurity, which then which also annoys you. And
what do you
then,
mean?
And then you just voice it out. And sometimes I'm like, why is she complaining?
She's like complaining out of nowhere. Is she not grateful for her life?
She's complaining out of nowhere, bitch. Out of nowhere.
But listen, Virgos are negative Nancys. We bitch and we complain about everything.
But honestly, the thing is like, that's why we've never really had too many. We've had one major argument in the 15 years we've known each other. Other than that, like, and I was probably on my period at that time. Other than that, like, I laugh at you because I don't take you serious when you're upset because you're that way all the time. Yeah. It comes.
You're wrong.
It comes from a place where you overthink things, and so I know that like 9 times out of 10, you're not really mad. You're more perplexed.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Perplexed. You're wrong.
But you said I'm wrong. Okay, so what is the answer then?
My answer is, and this is so gross, I hate having anything in my nose. So I'm always picking my nose.
Same.
Always picking my nose. Even when I'm in drag, I hate to have, like, because you know when you do drag, you know, the powder and you're breathing it, it's like Speaking of picking nose, no, for real. Like I cannot stand, and all of my friends will always tell me anytime they're looking at me, I got my finger on my nose.
Okay, so I was doing that to prove a point. So anybody that's watching, a lot of people are like, "Oh my God, Trinity's nose job. She's so botched. She's so botched." Okay, that might be true, but they say this because they think that I have no nostrils. But bitch, not only can I fit one nose, I mean one finger
Oh,
up my
that
nose.
looks like it hurt.
Look how far I
I
fit
guess
that.
you don't have any fingernails. You gnaw them all off.
But not only can I fit one finger up my nose, I can fit two comfortably.
Oh, you're almost to the knuckle.
And if I don't do it all the way up, I can fit two in each.
That's so gross. Stop. I'm literally about to gag.
Well, I just want people to know I don't have small
I want people to know that I'm real.
I just have long, thin nostrils, okay? They're still big. They're just long and thin.
I wonder what else is big, long, and thin, bitch.
Well, that is not long and thin. That's just never mind.
Anyway.
So
What's your question?
Wait. What was your question? Your question to me, because I got to tell you my answer.
Oh, mine is, what is my weirdest or funniest habit?
Okay, so my weirdest habit. I mean, I do.
You want me to answer that, or do you want to answer it?
Will you answer it, and then I'm gonna answer it.
I think one of your weirdest, and I was just having this conversation with Ethan, is you tend to word vomit a lot.
What do you mean?
You tend to like speak, because like you're a person that is always matter of fact, and always like you're always like, I know this, and I'm gonna let you know I know this. But sometimes I feel like you'll speak without thinking, and you'll be like, well, I didn't mean that. And then sometimes you'll go back and you'll try to like
Oh,
fix
so
it.
for all of you who out there who's listening, this means that she was talking shit about me.
No, I was not.
So what did I say that made you speak on this? What did I say? Because I already know. You already know. You know whatever it is that I said. I don't know.
I was asking you about one of the looks that I was making.
What did I tell you?
You told me when I was doing that mantis look not to do the feathers on the headpiece. And then you were like, well, you could do it if you want. Like you had totally said, I hate it. I don't know if I like it. And then you were like, well, you could do it if you want.
It wasn't me redacting what I said. I was saying exactly what I thought, and I saw what you did.
Don't take it as a bad thing. It's not bad. I just think it's funny.
I don't take it as a bad thing. But to clarify, I wasn't redacting what I said or going backwards what I said. What I was saying was my opinion. I don't like the feathers on there because
I love that we're like, I don't like the feathers. Nobody knows what the feathers are.
They don't know what we're talking about. I'm just clarifying to you. It just, to me, it takes away from the headpiece because the way that you constructed the headpiece already was so cool.
Yeah.
And it was clean. And adding those things in there kind of muddled it because your eye doesn't go to the
headpiece.
Your eye don't go to the antennas anymore. It goes directly to the feathers in the front.
You've been drinking too much wine, bitch.
But I saw that you do have the feathers still there.
I did do the feathers. I said, go with your gut, Shontelle. Not every Trinity is not the end all be all of fashion.
It still is distracting, but it doesn't look bad. But the veins that you added to the thing,
that was genius, by the way.
Looks so good.
That's why I asked you sometimes, because I feel like your brain and my brain are very similar, but also opposites.
But it looks so good. And your other look, the black one, I was like, oh, so good.
Did you like the earrings? I felt like the earrings were very you.
Everything was fierce. For all of you out there, if Shontelle ever gets on any type of television competition show where she has to show looks, y'all are gonna be fucking schooled. because honestly, because she has been, her and Ethan have been the backbone behind a lot of Drag Race looks that you probably don't even know. Not some of mine for sure, but a lot of others too. And just wait, because girl, the looks were mwah, mwah. Yes. And even after I saw it, it was like the antennas that you added, like the feathers, I was like, okay, I see your vision.
Yeah.
I still would have liked it better without, but I see your vision and like it was neither here nor there for me.
Yeah, it
But,
was very like hit it and quit it.
but no. The look overall was still, if I was it was still a great pussy.
Okay, good.
Oh, still a
Yes.
great pussy. If I was
I didn't
judging
like the
that,
torso part of it. The torso gave me man
no,
torso, but
no,
it's fine.
nope, nope. The thing is though, girl, you have to realize
You're a big bitch.
you're not a size. You're not a small queen.
I know, and I hate it.
And
Remember when we used to go on the gay cruises and we were like little skinny twinks?
but Shontelle, this is the thing.
You're
not
36 years
you're
old.
you're not a big queen either. You're like a normal human being size.
Yeah.
So when you're judging yourself based off of what you look like when you were 18 versus what you
know,
look
I
like in
can't
your
accept
late
it.
30s. And so the thing is like I was watching you and you had said, "Oh, I look so big." And I was watching you and I was like, "No, you don't. There's shape to this. There's cinch to this. Like your hips look big. Like other silhouettes are big. You looked fierce." So anyway, we're done with that.
Yeah.
You looked fierce.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. My
What's
first
your
question
question?
is, have I ever had another drag name? And if so, what was it?
Oh my God. I remember you telling me this one time, and I don't remember the name. You are so blurry right now. I think it refocused.
Okay.
Was it Veronica?
No. What in the Mars is going on?
I don't know, bitch. She was giving me Veronica back in the day
No.
with that black hair, bitch. You looked like a Veronica.
Mm-mm. It has been Trinity from day one.
Girl, you know what's so funny right now?
What?
Bitch, I am gagging.
What? Do I have something
Your
on
fucking brows are on your white hat.
my brows?
The brow filter, bitch.
Yeah.
They're
I
on your
thought I took the filter off.
bitch, they're on your white hat.
Were they?
They were.
I thought I'm gonna put it back.
They're there. Oh my God. And it's like this.
Oh my god. If anybody is listening, if you don't have the Patreon, you're totally missing out because I'm zooming in and I can totally see now.
So funny. The brows match your print, your real skin. The brows
That
are
is
stunning.
hilarious. But no, I've always been Trinity, but I haven't always been Taylor. So when I first started, I was just Trinity. And
That's so
then
funny. My first drag name was just Shontelle.
then I was like, and I was still like a newcomer. This is back in AOL chat days. I was chatting. I don't know how I found this queen. I have a horrible memory, but I was chatting with this queen from Huntsville, Alabama, which is like 2 hours away from Birmingham, where I'm from. And I don't remember her first name, but her last name was Rayon. Rion. That's
It's
she said
giving crayon.
She said Rayon. So I was like, okay.
She's sponsored by Crayola.
And I was just starting drag. Like I was not good. There was it was nothing. And I was asking her all kinds of questions and she was being very helpful. And she was like, I'm gonna adopt you. And so I was like, oh, what does that mean? And she explained it. Anyway, we chatted back and forth for like a couple of weeks and she did help me with like certain things like that I had questions about. But then it got creepy.
Oh, what happened?
So like I had like not changed my name, but I had added Rayon to my name. So it was Trinity Rayon. And which I liked because my real name was Ryan. And it was like,
yeah,
like,
Ryan.
oh, yeah.
Ryan.
So, a couple of weeks go by, and I'm like a young 18-year-old twink, like twink. And she's like in her 40s at least.
So she's
And
got to be at least like 60 or 70 now.
probably. And so she started asking me like inappropriate questions and like we got into like her hitting on me and she had a husband and like she was like bringing up questions about him and I got really uncomfortable with like the thing and I was like, oh no, this is not for me. So I blocked her on there and never worked with her like because I like the whole time that I was doing drag, like starting out, it was just in Birmingham. And by the time that I did a booking in Huntsville where she was from, she was no longer doing drag there. But it just got uncomfortable. And so I was like, oh no, I'm not gonna do that. And so I took Rayon off. I don't even know if I even went by Rayon in shows. But when I eventually started really doing it, I went by my legal last name, which is Taylor. Yeah. So a little fun question, a little dark fun question about me. What's your second question?
My second question is, what is a hobby that I've always wanted to pick back up?
Singing.
Music production and singing. I've always wanted to get back into like making music and producing an album like I did when I was like in my early 20s. But instead of actually like producing for other vocalists and featuring them, I really want to get back into singing as a drag queen and producing my own album.
Well, you're really good, and I'm not just tooting your own horn. If anybody's out there listening, the song that I did with Shontelle and Sam Star and Jewel Sparkles, the vocals that you sing that are blaring all throughout the end, like middle end of the song.
Not blaring.
Yeah, well, like, you know, that are like vocalist.
Yeah, they're like giving the climax of the song.
That is all Shontelle. Like Shontelle is a vocalist. She sings like that. So and I've known you for years. When I first met you, you were still working on music.
Yeah.
I think you should definitely do that. I think
I remember the first day that I showed you my music. We were driving in the car with Landon, and you'd listen to this and you were like, "Bitch, what the fuck? You do this?"
Yeah, I was flabbergasted.
Yeah, gobberflasted.
I was gobberflasted. Yeah.
It was kind of cool because like that was the moment that we had kind of came up with the idea of us doing music together.
Yeah.
Which was cool, you know. That was a fun experience. Good starting point to what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What is a hobby or something you'd like to pick back up?
I think, and it hasn't been that long ago that I did this. It's probably been at least a year, but I would love to get back into painting.
I love when you paint. You've been telling me that you're going to paint me a picture for my living room.
I would love to. I need to do it when I'm there.
Yeah, because I need color in my living room.
Because we need to get like a ginormous canvas and then I just paint it there. That way you just have it. I love it. It's I feel like the people in my life, not you, that have encountered a lot of my paintings have been like, oh.
I like your painting, especially when you do the props.
I think though, like those people are also artists as well. And so I think that it probably comes from a place of competitiveness. And I've got to, because I really like my own work.
Yeah, I've got
to kind of move past the fact of like other artists being, I don't want to say jealous. I don't necessarily say that, but I would say being competitive.
Well, you know, that's something that is in drag too.
Yeah.
And I think that's what also like made us connect so much, because besides you, it's so hard to find other artists friends that don't see you as like a threat or a competition.
I just feel like when you are good at something and you're in a specific genre of something, even if somebody else is, there is room for everybody.
Yeah.
Because like you and I, for example, there's a lot of similarities to our drag, like with details. We're very much detailed. We're very much about polish, but we're very different. And I feel like you can always uplift and support other artists.
Yeah.
Like
and also
me
rate them for filth, like on our podcast.
Yeah, but me uplifting you and you uplifting me doesn't detract from each other.
It don't. It really don't. And it's sad that other people have to not support others because they feel like someone is going to get another
Because they're
opportunity.
threatened.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're afraid
Exactly.
that like by giving just a little bit of flowers to that person is hindering them. And I'm like, you're actually hindering yourself because of not helping others.
Yeah, because what's going to end up happening is those creatives that are really good are going to get that energy from you that you're just not a good person, and they're going to stay away.
Yep.
And that's not people that are creative and that are comfortable being around other creative people that are good, they only elevate.
Right.
Because you take the best of the other person and take what you enjoy from that and apply it to yourself, and it only makes you better and different.
Yeah.
And
I couldn't
I
imagine
think
us being on the show together competing as a team. Bitch, we would slay.
I think we would slay as a team, but I also think separately we would slay because your strengths are different than my strengths.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like our strengths are different. Like we
Yeah.
just have different strengths. I think one of the only major cohesive strengths that we have is we both have great looks. But
Mhm.
even our fashions, like our fashions that we gravitate towards are slightly different.
I was gonna say we're really different when it comes to fashions.
We're very different in general, but but what we are is fierce. And what
Yeah.
we are is
And we
detail
appreciate
oriented.
the fierce in each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
That's how I feel like that's how other artists should be, but it's unfortunate that they're not like that.
And they hold themselves back from being friends with other people because of that. And you know, you get a lot of pushback from people because they're jealous. And I'm like, girl, why are you jealous of another queen success? Because
Right.
if you were their friend, maybe that would rub off on you.
Right.
Maybe they could help you with some opening windows and doors.
Yep.
You
And
know,
nowadays you can't tell nobody nothing, bitch. You can't
nothing.
help them because like when you do show that you care to somebody and be like, listen, you know, obviously you're gonna give your feedback to somebody that you feel you can give that feedback to. But even if you do feel that way and you give it to the feedback to the person, for some reason 95% of people always feel like it's a dig instead of it just being positive.
Or, hot take, they take your help, and then once they've gotten what they want out of you, they ditch.
What
Moving
does that sound like?
moving on. Moving on.
Right. Anyways, all
My
tea
next
is
wait,
scalding hot tea.
my next question is, what's my favorite type of movie? We're not talking about comedy, drama, horror. We're talking about specific.
What is the different specifics of genres?
So each genre has like a
Like a subgenre?
like a subtype. So what is my favorite types? What is my favorite type of genre? Like subtype. Think detailed. I talk about it all the time.
Is it post-apocalyptic zombie?
Yep. Girl, you dug deep
I
because
did. Did you see me? I was chewing my nail and thinking.
I was gonna give you apocalypse or I was gonna give you zombie, but you said both, bitch, and that is exactly. And there's a movie section in today's thing, and one that I want to talk about with the zombie movies. But
Ooh,
yes, yes.
What
Let me
is
think.
mine?
Yours is horror for sure,
But what is the
but
subcategory?
I'm trying to think. I would say yours is like fantasy
No.
horror. Huh.
I said no.
Oh no, I know exactly what. Yours is. I mean, I know the specifics. Yours is like Freddy Cougar. So, but I don't. Is it? I don't know what that would be
But see,
considered.
that's like an old movie. So, and you know, movies have progressed. So, like, I guess let's talk
You have
about.
a new type.
Yeah, because there's really no horror out there right now that has made anything like Freddy.
Hmm. Hmm.
I
I don't.
just posted 2 of them on my fucking Facebook.
On your Facebook. Fuck. I just saw that post too. What was it? Oh no. Was it a look or was it a movie?
It was a movie. I tend to watch them a lot when I watch scary movies.
You just posted about the substance.
I did. You want me to tell you?
Just tell me.
I like thrilling horror or like survival horror.
Okay, that is very specific. Okay, good. Good
Because like
to
if you
know.
think of like movies that are like not gory per se, but like scary that leaves you on the edge of your seat, like, oh my God, like what's gonna
Yeah.
happen?
Hmm.
Like I like movies that take like those really fast turns. Like, you know, when you watch a movie normally and you're like, I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
This is gonna happen. And then it doesn't happen. And you're like, fuck, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
That's the kind of scary movies I like. And then when it comes to I said thrilling, what was the other one? Thriller and survival. I like survival horror movies, like almost like I was gonna make you watch it when you came to visit us. It's called fuck, what is it called? It's basically the movie where they get stranded on the snow thing.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Snow.
The snow fucking what do you call those things?
It's like a snow lift.
Yeah, it's like a snow lift for people to jump off to go skiing. If someone knows, please comment in the comments
Is
and
it
let us
ski
know.
lift?
A ski lift. Ethan just said ski lift. But yes, I like movies like that where they get stranded on the ski lift and then they got to figure out how to survive in like negative temperatures or try to get out.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. That's good. What's your next question?
Um, this is stupid, but whatever. How do I deal with stress?
You don't.
Ethan's laughing.
You don't.
I
What do you
don't.
what do you mean? How do you deal with stress? You fucking yell at people. You yell at your dog. You yell at Ethan. You yell at me. You yell at yourself, bitch. You yell at the wigs. What are you talking about?
Bitch,
You
I
fire
do.
people?
Not fire people, bitch. Trinity said you yell at people, you yell at the wigs, you fire people. Yeah, you're right. You got that question right, bitch. Sip that wine, girl. Take a sip from me. Question
Um,
now, how do
well,
you deal with stress?
how do I deal with
Because
stress?
you
I
you
just talked
travel a
about this.
lot.
I just talked about this
Where?
on the podcast.
Did you?
Last week on Dragula, because we were talking about Majesty of how she acted and
Oh, you compartmentalize,
yep,
which
100%.
is so unhealthy.
You're right.
It's so unhealthy, girl.
But
You
it,
never, that's the
it
one thing about our friendship. I feel like it's we never have like heart to heart, substantial, like what we're going through conversations.
I feel like with me, it's just easier.
Yeah,
Like there's some things that I'm going through now that I haven't talked to anybody about.
I
No.
haven't. I trust me. I just had a breakdown moment the other day with Ethan, and I just, girl, you know me, I never cry,
Yeah.
never cry, and I just started crying out of nowhere. I mean, it feels good sometimes.
My I haven't even released it. I haven't talked to Joey about it. I haven't talked to anyone about it. There's
Bitch,
yeah, there's stuff that I'm like I need to address it on my own, and
what does it have to do with?
I don't even want to say yet because
Oh,
like
okay.
once I open that floodgate, it's like something I have to deal with.
Yeah, I totally understand.
And it's giving me so much anxiety. It's nothing to do with drag. It's nothing to do with any of that. It's nothing to do with anybody else. It's to do with myself.
Yeah,
And I've got to deal with it. My New Year's resolution going into this new year is
to address it.
to address it. By I would say by March or April. Anyway, my last girl, this is such a serious battle of the bestie.
I
We
know, but
never
I
had-
love it because we don't ever get to talk about this kind of
we
stuff.
don't. That I'll tell you this one thing about doing this podcast series with you, whether it be
Blurry.
mostly to do with the regular podcast, but also to do with the other reviews that we do, but mostly to do with this, is that because you're my best friend and we don't live in the same city, this allows me to connect with you in a kiki way when like how we would when we lived together or when we were in the same city.
Right, I miss it.
And so regardless if we have 2 views or we have 2,000 views, like this allows me to connect with you on that level, and I enjoy this.
Me too. I feel like the same. Like I don't give a fuck if we get views or not. It's just fun to hang out and actually have a pause moment because I feel like your life is so crazy and I'm always working. You, girl,
Bro,
I can tell you.
your life is more crazy than mine. Every like people, I am traveling a lot, yes, but you're constantly working.
I
Like
think it's just the Virgo in me.
I feel like you work 7 days a week.
Oh, period. Like I've had to force myself for Fridays and Saturdays for that to be my days off. And sometimes it's not even my day off. Like this past weekend, I was literally doing stuff all weekend. But if I don't take those days off, then I just get burnt out.
You have to, girl. You have to make yourself because you work so hard. You and Ethan. Ethan's the same way. Yeah, y'all need to take breaks. You need to hold yourself accountable for taking Friday and Saturday off.
Yeah.
Like unless obviously like certain stuff happens and you have to, but for the most but if that happens, take another 2 days off.
Yeah. But I mean, that just comes back to what we were talking about is it's nice to sit down and just breathe for a second and actually kiki with your best friend because like one, I don't have me in Louisville, I have no close friends. I don't
Yeah.
hang out with nobody. So when I get this moment, it's nice.
Yeah. The only people that I really hang out with in Orlando, and you already know this, is Jeffrey and Eric, his
Yeah.
husband. Every once in a while, and this is like once a year, I'll hang out with Axel, and I really enjoy Axel, but Axel is a totally different vibe because he's a very social butterfly and he likes a lot of people around him. And I enjoy that when I'm there
Yeah,
because
that's what we were doing last time I was with you.
yeah, it's like a different vibe, and there's a bunch of people around. I like that every once in a while. But it with Eric and Jeffrey, it's just us four. Eric, Jeffrey, me, Joey, and unless we include other people. So
You know
it's
me, I'm low
smaller
key.
vibe. Huh?
You know me, I'm very low key. I'm the same
Yeah,
way. I like a
same.
little bit of people.
Same. Okay, so last question is, have I ever been engaged?
Yes. I think you were engaged to Leo.
Yep.
I was there. I can't remember where he proposed. But
It was,
he was with a group of people.
yes, it was at a 5-star restaurant in Disney.
We were there, weren't we?
Were you there
We
or
were on FaceTime, I think.
FaceTime? I think you
I
were on,
think Erica FaceTimed us.
yeah, I think you were on FaceTime.
That's what it was.
Yeah. But shocker, that wasn't my only time I've ever been engaged.
And did you genuinely think that it was going to happen, or did you just kind of like what was your thoughts?
So the first time I ever was engaged was to my first real boyfriend. His name was Josh, and we were together for 3 years. And he proposed during the holidays of Christmas when we had like a Christmas tree up or whatever. And he had told me, go look on the Christmas tree. And I was like, okay.
That's very
And I
you.
was and I was like looking on the Christmas tree, and he was like, and I didn't know what it was. Like I didn't understand what it was that he was trying to get me to do. But eventually, like I was looking on the Christmas tree and I found an ornament, and it was a box. And I opened the box and it was a ring, and I looked back and he was on his knee.
You had to say
And,
knee, and you're like, not plural.
yeah,
Or
and
not, yeah, not plural.
he was on his knee and he proposed, and of course I said yes at the time. I was in love with Josh. Josh was like, I was his first queer relationship. But we were both young. Like I was 20, he was 19 when we first got together. He was in the army and just got out of the army. And so I was his first like queer relationship. And that was a tumultuous relationship because he hated the fact that I did drag. I
Oh,
quit
it was one of
drag.
those.
Yeah, I quit drag for a second for him. But he was very much like, he wanted kids. He wanted to get
He
married.
wanted the simple life.
He wanted that life. And so I tried to do that for him. And I even quit drag for a short time, like in that time period. Because I had been doing drag for like 2 years, 2.5 years at that point. And I had given away all my costumes, all my
Oh my
makeup,
God.
everything. And that lasted a total of about, I don't know, 6 months. And I was like, I can't do this. Like, this is my passion.
Yeah.
And so I started doing drag again, and he didn't like it, but it was fine. But I'm trying to think of what happened. I don't remember exactly what happened to make us break up, but we ended up breaking up. And I think oh no, I know exactly what it was. So during that whole time that we were together, I had like messed around with guys before. Like I had like, I had my fun, dated or whatever in that couple of years before we got together. I had been sexually active since I was 15.
Hmm.
He had only been sexually with one other person, one other guy.
Mm.
Um, and so I had already gotten like that initial like fun out of the way.
Yeah.
And so the whole time we were together, the 3 years we were together, he like expressed interest in exploring. And at that time in my life, I was very anti everything. I was very
What do you mean
anti
exploring?
like interested in like
Open relationship?
possibly. It wasn't a for sure thing, but he was leaning that way. So, but I was anti alcohol. I was anti any type of drug, which just so you know, I only do edibles now. Um, so still anti a lot of drugs. Um, Anti-cigarette, anti all of that. And so I was also anti-open relationship. I was very much like, oh my God, if you cheat, like that's the end all be all, like my life is over. And I caught him in a couple of like uncomfortable situations. Not where he necessarily cheated. Maybe he did. I don't know. But like the situation was like him flirting and stuff like that. And I was uncomfortable with that. So I had made the decision to break up with him. And I
Mm.
told him, I said, look, we've been together for 3 years. I think you need time to go experience other people and
Yeah.
other things and see if that's the life that you want. And if we're meant to be together, we'll get back together.
Yeah.
But right now, with the way things are going, I'm not comfortable with this. And I don't want to have to be peering around the corner every month wondering, if you're cheating on me.
Right.
So I'd rather you go do that on your own, get that out of your system, and then come back if we're meant to be together. He was so
Pissed, I'm sure.
offended. He's like, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Anyway, we broke up. Not even a month later, he got with this guy and they started dating. And girl, they have been together ever since.
Damn.
That's like 20 years ago.
Crazy.
They've been together that long. But definitely like a different thing because like he got with that guy and like that opened his world up to like I know for a fact that he like tried like harder drugs and started smoking, all that stuff. So like not my cup of tea still to this day. And like I don't know what his life is like now because like he still like I imagine he still holds that over my head that we broke up. But it wasn't like when I broke up with him, it wasn't because I wanted to get out of the relationship. It was because I didn't think he was ready for that
No,
relationship.
to me it didn't sound like he was ready.
Like I wanted to be with him. I would have married him. But
But at the same time, with him getting in a relationship with somebody right after you, maybe he was ready and it just it was an unfit puzzle piece.
yeah, maybe. I mean, it could have been. But so I was engaged to him and then I was also engaged to Leo, who
Did
was
you, when Leo proposed to you and like you had said yes, did you genuinely think like this is gonna be forever?
yes. Well, I don't know if I felt like it was going to be forever. I would say that I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
I was in love with Josh, and I was in love with Leo at the
Yeah.
time. At the time that they proposed. I would have married Leo, and that it'd been totally fine that being forever. It just didn't work out that way.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Cause like we're not in that relationship anymore, but we're still friends. And we work really great as friends. And like we also still work together. He still does photos for me every once in a while. He still does my website. He still does other things like that.
Mhm.
And since we broke up, he's had another relationship. He's no longer in that relationship, I don't think. But he's got a career in graphic design, which he
Yes, I
did
remember you
not
telling
when
me
we were
he's like got
together.
this really good paying job.
Really great job. And I'm super happy for him because like he deserves it. He's a great guy, and things will come to him.
Yeah.
So, but have you ever been engaged?
No, girl. For me, I've never had someone propose to me. I've had someone say that they wanted to marry me, but it kind of freaked me out, and I was like, this is too quick. This is too fast. It ain't working for me. It was that guy Jason that I used to date.
Yeah.
Do you remember who that is?
Oh, I remember. You were so anti him even from the beginning, even through the whole thing, but you seemed like you felt like you had to date him.
Well, the thing is like with him, he was hot.
He was
He was
hot.
very hot, and he seemed like he had his life together. I mean, he was an older man, and not old as in like old, but like he was just older and attractive. Very muscular. Just seemed like
He
he had
was
his
older than you. He's like your age now. Like,
no,
don't
he was like 46, 45.
was he?
Yeah, girl.
Oh my God, he looked great then.
Yeah, he looked great. You know what I mean? But the more that girl, he was crazy. Like, not, I guess it could be a good or a bad, but
Y'all were just in different parts of your life. Like he was in
yeah.
like if he was 56, then he was in his 50s and you were in your 20s.
Well, not my 20s. I was like in my, well, I guess so.
You were in your 20s because it was when we lived together and you were in your 20s.
Oh God.
It's been
It's
that
been
long.
that long.
Girl, I've lived in Orlando since 2016. Girl, that's 8 years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But he did like tell me because that
We
was
haven't lived together for 8 years. That's how long that's been, bitch.
damn.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it feels like
Because it feels like
yesterday.
yesterday.
It does. But girl, after you had left and I moved in with Aubrey eventually just decided to get in a serious relationship and break up or not break up with me, but
I
kick me
remember
out.
Aubrey. Yeah, Aubrey got into that relationship and
And she kicked me out, bitch.
she was almost transitioning and then like
It
I'm
was a lot.
drag and then now
And
she's
we
back.
worked together, so it was like even more awkward
She
because
almost got on
like
Drag Race.
yeah. And so after she had kicked me out, I was like, fuck you, you're not my friend because if you were my friend, you would not do this. And
Yep.
that's when I moved in with Jason. And then literally after a few months of living with Jason, he was like, I want to marry you. We need to get married. And I was like, bitch, I don't even have a technical place to live. Like I'm
I
staying with you
remember this.
temporarily. This is a lot. You know what I mean? So we had broken up. I'd moved out. That's when I moved in with Brian, my roommate. And Brian was so fun. That's how I met Ethan. Now me and Ethan are together. We've been together for like 8 years. And we've talked about marriage. We're both on the same page. Like we both say we would do it. But I
What's the butt?
think
What's the
I
butt?
think what it is like we're just in a bit we're so focused on both of our dreams that when we do it, we want to do it the right way.
I think that is 100% smart.
You know what I mean? Because like a piece of
I'll
paper
tell you
doesn't
this.
define a
I'll
marriage.
tell you this from an outside perspective. Do you guys have tumultuous moments? Yes, of course you do. Every relationship,
Everybody has
everybody does.
problems.
But from an outside perspective, you both complete each other. You
Mhm.
both uplift each other. You both help each other. I've never met another couple that is so intertwined with their love life, their selves as a couple, and as a business, and as creatives, and be okay with that. I've
Yeah.
never met another couple that's not.
We do butt heads. Like when it comes to our creative
But
visions.
no. I'm talking about like being jealous of each other. Like
Oh no.
y'all are so on the same page.
Yeah,
Uh,
bitch, because if he makes money, he's gonna be my sugar daddy. And if I
that's
make
what I'm
money, I'm gonna
saying.
be his sugar mama.
But I'm saying like it's so I've never met somebody another couple that's so much on the same page. But
Yeah.
anyway,
But maybe one
well,
day we'll see. I want to get married one day. I want to travel to Japan, China, Europe, everything, honey. I want to go see it all.
and you could. The thing you got to stop buying drag.
I know. I want to sell
Those
it all and
dresses that
quit.
you just showed me, all those dresses you just showed me are vacations. Each one of them. The 10 that you just showed me, each 10 of those could
Your
have been.
brows are making the reaction for you.
I can't even see it in this.
They're looking at me, judging me, bitch.
And they are.
So
Okay.
let's get on to these next questions because, bitch, we've already been
Yes.
talking for like an hour.
I know I live. So this is bestie breakdown. So we ask each other general questions that we both answer. I know we answer the other ones too, but this is less personal.
Yeah. Well, I guess, yeah. So my first question, if you could collaborate with any artist on music, who would it be and why?
Okay, be more specific. What type of artist?
Any artist. You make music, so who would you want to have featured on your music and on your album and why? You make music, so you obviously have a vision
I'm
of like
not,
where
and
you want
I'm
to
not,
be.
and everybody listening, I'm not just saying this. Shontelle Sparkles.
Why?
I've already told you this. We've worked in the past together doing like parody music.
Yeah.
And working with you on we did Walk Slay Serve Repeat together.
No, we didn't do that. We didn't do
Wait, no.
that.
No, we didn't. What did we do? What was the
I think
song
we
we did?
did. Did we do another song together? Oh, we did.
Yes.
I no, you did. I Call Shade, and I was featured in it, like as just an
No,
actor.
girl. No. You and Rhea were in a song.
Oh, Run It.
Run It. What
Yes.
was I
The
thinking
only
about?
thing about Run It is that I did not like that I was blended in. You know what I mean?
I agree. I agree
But
with that.
the one thing,
But I enjoyed working with you then. And then when I decided to do 66X, I wanted to make it a family group.
yeah,
And I really enjoyed you there because what I enjoyed is when I talked to Drew, who produced everything, I said, Shontelle is a vocalist. She also can do runs. I want to make sure that we feature her vocals. Make sure you can hear her. And he did exactly that.
yeah,
And
he's
guess
such a
what?
great
It
producer.
elevated the song because you can hear. I have a solo version of that song on my album, and then I also have the group song. The group
Yeah.
song is obviously more dynamic because there's so many different voices, but also you're a vocalist. I'm not a vocalist. So my dream collab is to do more music with you. And my hopes and dreams for drag in general is to do more stuff where you and I can grow more together and tour.
Yeah. I mean, that would be so
And
fun.
because I enjoy your company, you're my best friend. We feed off of each other. I think that audiences around wherever we would travel would enjoy this live. And yeah, you're my best friend. And with that being said, my dream collaboration more than anybody else, and I'm so serious, would be you.
Okay, well then let's go to the question. Who would it be if you could not feature me? Because you were just talking about in the last podcast, I think it was. No, it was with Vivi. You were gonna have Dolly Parton on your music. Is that someone you've always wanted?
Miss Thing, this is why I love you. You're so freaking dumb. I did not talk about Dolly as in Dolly. I'm talking about Dolly like Dolly, who is a contestant in he's a former winner of
Oh my
Dragula.
God. You said Dolly like Dolly.
That's how you say it, Dolly.
Yeah, but girl, who the fuck is Dolly?
A girl. I cannot.
I know who Dolly is, but I'm like, who the
Okay.
fuck? You saying Dolly like it's fucking Dolly Parton?
Y'all,
Like
if you're
everybody
listening to
knows.
this, if you've made it this far, you see what I have to put up with. This is my best friend. This is
I
why.
love how she assumes everybody knows Dolly.
Girl, when we're talking about we're talking to a Dracula girl, and we're talking about the music that was on it. You thought Dolly Parton sang that song? That's what we were talking about.
Girl, listen, I was living. I was like, she could have fucking Dolly
You're
Parton.
so
Talk
stupid.
about Vivi the Forest with Dolly Parton. This is some
The
fucked
fucking
up
person
shit.
who thought Asia was a country. I cannot. I cannot.
Answer the question, bitch. Who?
Um, it would probably be somebody like Adam Lambert.
Hmm, that's
That
interesting. Why?
just because he's queer and um he has a great voice. Another person would be actually probably somebody more than Adam would be Pablo Vittar.
Oh, Pablo would be so fun.
I love Pablo.
Their
I
music is just so fun.
I think she's sexy, gorgeous, and a great
Listen,
singer.
in a video with you both would be fucking
Oh my
sick, bitch. Both of
god.
them fat asses.
Yes, bitch. My question is, if you could instantly become an expert in any skill that you don't already have, what would it be?
Hmm. An expert in a skill that I don't already have. I'm very much a jack of all trades. It's kind of hard to think
No,
of a
there's
skill that
definitely
I
stuff
don't.
out there that you don't have.
I think a skill that I wish that I had was being able to speak without worrying about what people think about me.
Hmm. Okay. That was different than I thought. Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like when I'm talking, if I'm not, I need this is one thing that I really, really liked about what RuPaul said the other day. RuPaul said in his because RuPaul always does those really fun little reels, just
Yeah.
random shit. Well, she had posted, she had said that the key to being able to speak is one, being comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And she said the one thing that makes her comfortable is remembering what it felt like being in her mom's living room and performing for her mom. And she said the reason why she does that is because her mom would not judge her. Her mom was just very like, it's hard to explain how she had said it, but it was so powerful. I was like, I wish that I could mentally take myself to a state like that when I'm talking to people that I don't know and just be myself.
Well, you've got to stop caring. That is one of your biggest downfalls is that you care too much, and this goes for like beyond just drag, like with your hair business, with sewing and everything. Like one thing you come to me a lot about is what one person said online
Yeah.
that
I just get so much anxiety
that
and I don't know
hardly
why.
anybody has probably seen, like 30 people saw, versus
Yeah.
like what it could have been like thousands. You know what I mean? Like you come to me with these, and I'm happy to for you to come to me. Don't ever think that you can't. But
Yeah.
my point is that you should get it to a point where you don't care.
Yeah. And I'm slowly
Because
getting there because I think this podcast and winning EOY and just really having all these moments of being able to the podcast has really helped me a lot. I think being able to just speak my mind and know that what I have to say is valid and that it's not malicious or that I'm genuinely just being me, you know what I mean? I think that now that I see how the people are reacting towards me, it's not that serious.
yeah, I think that has been your biggest hurdle in general since I've known you, is that you, like, unless somebody gets to know you like I have, you have a huge wall.
Yeah.
Like I'm
I
talking
think
about
it's just because of the stuff that I've gone through as a kid.
of course it is. But
But I'm
also,
not trying to use that as a crutch.
but not only the stuff that you have been through, but also the fact that you are very sensitive and you do care what people think.
Yeah. And what's
And
crazy is growing up, I used to always be like, I don't care what people think. But what's crazy is the people that always have to say they don't care what people think normally care what people think.
yeah. And that is the biggest thing for you. And what I've enjoyed though through this process of doing this podcast with you is that I can see you with the negative comments online. You respond, you see those negative comments and you respond, and it's lighthearted, and you're not taking, at least it comes across as you're not taking it as personal, which fully diffuses them, cancels out their negative response. And girl, guess what? I don't hardly ever see anybody respond to that because,
Yeah, the thing is if you can't laugh at yourself, how are you going to laugh at anybody else?
but once you give them a haha versus a negative, they don't have a platform to come back at you on.
Yeah, there's no ammo.
There's no ammo.
Yep.
I agree. Your question.
My next question is,
Oh wait, I
um,
gotta answer.
oh, okay.
If I could instantly become an expert in a skill, it would be one of two things. Either a carpenter, like seriously, like to build like bookshelves or like like cool furniture, like one of a kind furniture,
Mhm.
or to be able to solder and make jewelry. I know that's not that hard. Like it
I
is,
know you could do that because you
that
watched
is
your
something
ex do it.
that is something obtainable. But even though my ex did it, I don't know all of the things to do to
You
be
could
able
figure it out.
to make it.
I feel like you would make some sickening earrings.
My next goal, two of my goals going into 2025 is to learn how to solder jewelry, to
Bitch, you better be making me some.
where I can start making my own jewelry and possibly making it a side business.
You
And,
should.
and then also getting better at sewing, where I can be a, like, not, I don't want to say a designer, but a costumer
That
for
would be
people.
cool. I can see you
Because
doing that.
I know that there is a lot of designers, but there's even more drag queens. And I know that
There's not a
there's
lot of designers.
but there's just different point of views.
Yeah.
There's just like certain things that I like. I know for a fact that there's other designers that wouldn't make what I make
I
or
miss being
how I would
around
make
you
it.
because I used to be so inspired by the costumes that you would make. You do so good with just embellishing things like organically. And I think that people would just eat that shit up because there's nobody out there that's doing that. It's all technically made stuff.
And I'm really good at sewing what I know how to make, but I want to be able to sew things I don't know how to make. Like I'm not great with non-stretch fabric. I'm not great with structure. I want to get better with those kind of things, because if I got comfortable with those kind of things, girl, fuck
You'd be
drag.
unstoppable,
Fuck
bitch.
drag.
Yeah.
Unless you pay me $10,000, I'm not there. I'm going to be at home sewing, sweetie. Okay? I was over at Jeffrey's the other day because he was fitting this vintage beaded dress that I'm gonna wear for the opening
Mhm.
for the pageant that's coming up on the 7th. And he had a dry erase board, and I like couldn't help myself, and I tried not to look, and I like glanced once and then I stopped. But I couldn't tell you the specifics, but he basically had an order of like orders
Mm.
that he had for this upcoming month, and how much they had paid as a deposit and how much they owed. And I was gobberflasted.
Because of all the money he was making.
Girl,
Girl, I'm telling you, the
he
wigs and
was making
costumes, you make
more
so much money.
money. He was making more money than I probably make a month doing drag as a drag race girl.
Oh, I'm sure.
I was floored. I said, bitch, I wouldn't even have to put on a fucking wig. I could just sew some fucking fabric together, bitch.
I think
So,
also with your name, if you were to pick it up again, people would gag.
yeah, I mean, like Ethan's known for corsetry and stuff. That's not something I'm interested in.
Yeah, every designer has their own specialties. That's what
Yeah.
makes you a designer.
So I want more costume. I want less, like, of course there's gonna be fashion in there, but I want more costume. I want
Yeah.
more, I like gowns. But I like costume gowns. I want costumes, like embellish. I
Oh,
want
bitch, hurry up. You're
drag,
making me some more shit.
concepts. That's what I want concepts. So, if I could get into that more, that would be my skills that I would love to own. Because I'm good at sewing. Obviously, I've won multiple sewing challenges, but that is what I would love.
Yeah, I can see you doing that.
So my question is, oh wait, it's your turn. Your first bestie break.
No, it's your next question because my question was, oh no, that was your question because it was, what is something that you could do? My next question is, what is one thing that happens behind the scenes of Drag Race that ruins the magic of what people see on TV? And give
Mm.
us your honest reaction of like when you first got on season 9, like what was something you saw behind the curtain, like, you know what I mean? That was like, oh, this is what happens. This isn't fun anymore.
So, not that it wasn't fun anymore, but it definitely broke that wall of like,
The
oh,
magic.
yeah, the magic. Um, so with reality television, there's a division of people called story producers who basically help, and this is with every reality show, reality competition show, everything. This is a must because they're putting together a show and they have to tell a story.
Yeah.
And so there's something called a story producer. And these are the people that keep track of everybody, what everything is happening, plus the things that people auditioned with, like their own private story and how that is connecting.
Mm.
And so throughout each episode, you would have a story producer sneak around and be like, hey, Trinity, go talk to so and so about this topic. They wouldn't tell you what to say. They would just say, this is the topic.
Mm.
And the reason is because that is the topic that's going to be in that episode, and they need to be able to maneuver it. It's
Yeah.
not a negative, but it definitely broke that, like, oh, I thought all of these were like organic conversations, but they're
Conversations.
not.
Yeah.
But they're
Yeah.
not. Now, the things that the girls talk about, I personally have never, and I've been in 3 seasons, have never been fed lines to say. Like, they've never said, hey, Trinity, say this.
Yeah.
But they have said, hey, Trinity, this is the topic. Can you talk about this topic? And then it would be my own point of view. And I totally get that from a show point of view because they've got a flow.
Yeah.
But it definitely was like, oh wow, I didn't realize that what happened.
Damn.
Yeah. I would ask you, but you've never been on Drag.
You fucking peasant.
Okay, so my next question is, do you have any weird food combinations?
I found one.
Okay.
You're blurry. There we go. You're like, my weird combination that I have just accumulated is I like to dip my grapes in yogurt.
That's not weird.
I've never done that before.
That's not weird. It's fruit and yogurt.
Okay, let me give you another one.
Like, for example, my grandfather loved banana sandwiches, but it was just bananas with mayonnaise.
Ew, no ma'am.
I know, disgusting.
Ugh.
I would never. I'll tell you mine while you're thinking.
Yeah, I don't know because I'm very like, you know.
Yeah, I'll tell you mine while you're thinking. Think of it though. So my weird combination is when I'm making those like cup of ramens, I like to do half, and like instead of it being water all the way up to that one line, I like to do about half pickle juice.
Ew, really?
It's so good. It's so good.
Bitch.
It's so
That's
good.
basically vinegar.
It's so good though. It's so good.
Ugh.
Do you like pickles?
Oh, I love pickles.
then you would love it.
Ethan hates pickles. I don't
You
love pickles to where I'll eat a pickle by itself,
you would
but
love it. I'm telling you. So, but don't do it all the way up to the line. Do it about halfway and then add water the rest of the way.
I don't usually eat ramen.
Well, then that solves that.
Yeah, the one thing about ramen that I like is those like Asian bowls
Yeah.
that are like spicy. I like those. But I don't really have anything weird.
Okay.
I
All right.
don't.
You fucking bitch.
I do like ketchup on my ham sandwiches.
I mean, that's gross. Ham sandwiches, like ham and cheese and ketchup?
Yeah.
Ew. Like you're talking about like deli meat?
Yeah.
That is fucking weird. That is weird.
It
Ketchup?
only happens sometimes. Like sometimes, like if I get so tired of eating ham sandwiches for lunch every day, I'll add just a little bit of ketchup, and it gives me that little kick.
You're that of a normal person where you eat ham sandwiches for lunch?
I'll do that. Sometimes a salad. I try to like, count my calories. I'm a
I
dainty girl.
I forgot what non-drag race girls were like. They they eat
Bitch, you over here eating fucking
regular regular sandwiches.
what the fuck are you eating? The boar meat. The boar meat. I want a boar sandwich, please. What about the boar worms? What about the boar worms?
No, I mean I would eat a ham sandwich, but definitely not with ketchup, bitch.
Yeah, it's not all the time. It's very much, and sometimes I'll put ketchup with my eggs.
Joey does that. That's disgusting. I mean,
Sometimes,
you already know I'm not a condiment person, not really.
yeah. What has been your biggest transformation with drag over the years after Drag Race?
My makeup.
That part.
That part, bitch. That part, bitch. That part, bitch. I have been through many stages with my makeup, bitch.
You have like it was like smoky black eyes, like you got punched in the face, and then it just kept going down, 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 and now you're like wearing a lash.
I feel like I have found my balance with makeup. Um, Before, like I went with like old school standards, like you're painting for the back row, so black, 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 really, really dark contour, and a big bold lip. But with Drag Race and TV and pictures and meet and greets and now stages are so like close to their fans, um, you kind of have to do makeup depending on what the event is for.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, it's for people that are really up close.
Yeah.
And you can't be doing raccoon eyes of like smoky all the way around like what I did years ago.
Yeah.
I think 100% my makeup.
Yeah. You can definitely tell.
For sure. What about you? I mean, like, you can't say Drag Race, but like, for instance, like,
I will say my makeup too. Well,
no, you've always been like you've always even when we first met
but I used to wear really dark contour.
for that time period though, your makeup was still fierce. So besides your makeup, what has been your biggest transformation?
I think my confidence.
Okay.
You're like, are you sure about that?
I can think of two.
Probably confidence and probably sewing.
No,
What is it?
your fashion.
Well, yeah, I feel like the fashion has
Your
evolved.
fashion was very, very basic when we first met, which is normal.
Yeah.
And then you've really turned into like a conceptual queen. Like it's not like you don't just put on a dress. Like your dress has a theme. Your dress has a concept. It's like fully thought out from, top to bottom, accessories included.
Yeah.
That has been to me your biggest like transformation.
I feel like
Sure.
though, as a baby queen, you're just still trying to figure out who you are.
Of
You know what I
course,
mean?
of
We were
course.
just having this conversation about
And again,
somebody.
you were so fierce as a like that's why I adopted you, or like, I took you on as my friend, and we hired you for that tour that we were on because you were so fierce then.
Hmm.
And you just soaked up everything, like, from that point on, from me, from other queens, from fashion abroad, from wherever it was that we saw it. You just soaked it up and turned into your own person,
Yeah.
and developed your own ideas of what Shontelle was, and become this fierce queen for sure. Yeah. But
Or
fashion was like, you were so, like, basic drag queen to now concept.
yeah, for
And
sure.
to me, that is like a huge thing. All right, so moving on from bestie breakdown, um we're going to talk about a topic called movie madness. And there's a couple of movies. I know that you recently saw The Substance.
Yes, it was
I
so
saw it
good.
with Demi Moore. What did you think?
Bitch, that movie had me all over the place. Like, it was one of the movies where I just could not think of like what was going to happen next. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? The prosthetics alone were fucking fierce. I
Fierce.
will say though, I don't know if you've ever noticed about prosthetics is when people do old makeup, you can always tell when someone's in prosthetics by looking at their eyes.
Mm.
Have you ever noticed that?
No.
If you look, go watch The Substance again, whenever you get a chance, and look at the old makeup and look at Demi's eyes. You can
Okay.
always tell that it's Demi Moore, and it's not like really an old person.
Mm. Okay.
But all in all, the story was so fierce. Like I was gagged. And that very endings, the end scene, I was like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? I thought it was good. What do you
So,
think?
without giving anything away, I felt like it was fantastic. The movie was fantastic. There was a section towards the end they could have just chopped down. It was
Yeah.
it was a little
It was
long-winded.
2 hours and 20 minutes, I believe.
I think it could have been an hour less than that. There was some storyline and like extended scenes, like the scene at the end where they transformed into the third thing. I'm not gonna give it away, but you know what I'm talking about, like the blob.
Yeah. But the thing about the
Blob thing.
movie, though, yeah,
There
I'm
was
not
just
going to give it away, but the blob
that,
thing.
that was just so long. It was so long. It was like, girl, die already. Like, what's
Yeah.
happening? Like, this is too much. And like, and then when you think it's over, it's like, oh no, we're gonna extend this a little longer. And
Yeah.
so I think I started falling asleep towards the end. Other than that, though, it was truly an immaculate movie. I loved it.
Yeah, for sure. You know
Uh,
what another movie I just saw?
yeah, tell me.
Um, I just posted it. It's called, I don't know if you've seen this, but you need to see it. It is called Strange Darling.
That is on my watch list. You watched it.
Oh yes, bitch. We watched it for Halloween. It's fucking sickening. So the
Uh,
movie starts off. So it's
don't give
the
away too much.
I'm not. The movie is about
Serial
a
killer.
serial killer.
Yeah.
And the movie starts out with the girl running basically, and you're rooting for the girl. You're rooting for the girl to win. You're like, I really want her to live. You know what I mean? But it's one of the movies where the whole movie takes a complete 360 turn.
The killer.
Huh?
She turns into the killer.
You'll have to watch it and see. But the movie
That
is
means
good.
yes. That means yes. I already figured it out. You already told me everything I needed to know. I figured it out. Now
There's it's still more to the movie though.
I don't want to watch it.
You're stupid bitch. It's
Oh.
good. You got to see it.
What is there any other movies that you like recently saw that are like so good?
No, I'm really picky with horror movies.
Have you seen the new Halle Berry horror movie, Never Let Go?
I did. Remember we watched that together.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was good. There were parts to it where I felt like just
I thought it was great.
it was good. We'll
It,
say that.
it was great.
It wasn't fierce.
Have you seen Blink Twice with Channing Tatum?
No, I don't normally watch movies with Channing Tatum.
No, when I tell you, you gotta watch it. You're a fan of like thriller horror movies. You have to watch. You're gonna thank me. You have to go watch it tonight.
What is it about?
I'm not gonna give it fully away, but Channing Tatum is like this uber rich celebrity type, whatever, whatever. He throws this gala or something, or he's at this gala, and then he meets these two very kind of average girls, um, who were working the party as staff, but then like finagle their way to the bathroom and change into like these gala dresses to like because they want to meet Channing Tatum's character. And so they do that. One of the characters falls and he like helps her up, and then he like I don't know, they're like talking or dancing or something. And then he invites both of them to like this private island that he owns. And then it goes from there. I'm not going to give away more, but it is
Well, if
wild.
you say to watch it, I'll watch it. But you know
I'm
me,
telling
I'm
you,
very picky.
it is wild. It is wild. It's really good. And it's crazy. You got to watch it. You're going to love it. And then the last one is, have you seen Speak No Evil? It's about the family that goes on vacation in like Europe or something.
Oh, I just watched that too.
So freaking
That
good.
was good.
So
And
crazy.
fucking, what's his name? What's his name? James McAvoy.
Yeah.
That bitch could impregnate me.
Oh, bitch. He could choke me, sex me, rob
He
me,
gives me very bisexual vibes.
throw me in a ditch, leave me, and I would be and I would say thank you.
Yes, and hate crime the hell out of me.
Girl, call me a faggot.
A faggot.
Faggot. Yeah.
Such a good movie though. The one thing I didn't like about the movie was the wife. I wanted to slap the shit out of her. I was like, you basic stupid bitch.
Yeah.
The way that she acted, I was just like, your acting is horrible. And she wasn't. That's another one. Very, very basic looking.
Yeah. So, another movie like that I had spoke on earlier is this new zombie apocalyptic movie called Apocalypse Z.
I just saw that. Is it good?
Out on Prime. I haven't watched it yet. I want to watch it. I believe that it is a Spanish movie, like made in Spain, but it is dubbed in English. At least the trailer was. I'm hoping that it's not in subtitles because I can't read subtitles. But it looked really good.
I'll probably watch that tonight then.
I need to watch that. You need to watch Blink Twice. I'm telling you.
Is it worth renting?
Girl, it is.
All right.
It's better to me. Blink Twice is better than Speak No Evil.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about equal, but I think a little bit better. For sure. Well, a couple more topics. Let's sex talk.
Sex talk.
What is an ick that like if somebody does it, you like in sex, you're like, ew, I'm over, I'm done.
Sorry, there's a fucking gnat here. I don't like when someone, and this is just my preference, this is just me. I don't like when someone starts like overly moaning.
Really?
Like over dramatic, like no, ma'am.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I like dirty talk though. I'm like, oh yeah, fucking
I love dirty talk. Yeah.
take that big dick. I like that. You know what I mean? But
I'm really weird with over stimulation. Like if I'm like a rule person. So like if the rule is this is a hookup, I don't want intimacy, then don't like try to hug me. Don't like try to kiss me. I'm
the same way.
That's reserved. That's reserved.
Yeah, it's more like you said, an intimate. It's more of a close thing, a connection.
Yeah, I don't want connection. If it's just a hookup and that is the agreement, don't try to do all those things. That is definitely my ick. What is the craziest place that you've done the nasty?
I'm very vanilla when it comes to that shit. I think I have this thing. It's weird because I was just talking about this with Ethan. Ethan tells me that I get really high anxiety in public with just places in general. And I was looking it up. I was like, is there a disorder for somebody that gets high anxiety in public spaces? And it's
Yeah.
called agoraphobia.
Mm.
And do you know what that
Agoraphobia?
right? Do you know what it is?
No.
It basically says it's a fear of places and situations that might cause panic, helplessness, or embarrassment.
That's
Agoraphobia is an anxiety disorder that often develops after one or more panic attacks. Symptoms include fear and avoidance of places and situations that might cause feelings of panic, entrapment, helplessness, and embarrassment. So for me, I don't like public sex.
all that to say I don't like public sex.
Seriously, I don't like it.
Oh my God.
Um, I think Ethan would do it if he was like, I want to do it. And I probably would do it if it was a safe space, but it's gotta be a place where I won't feel embarrassed.
I think mine would be I've done it in a car before years
Oh,
ago.
that's normal, girl. I've done that.
And then I've done it on, and you know this, I've done it on um the balcony of a cruise ship.
I mean, I had sex at a park
Wow.
when I was like a teenager. I was bent over this fence, bitch.
Was bent over a fence.
Yes. Overlooking the swing sets. I just remember just seeing the
Oh
swings.
my God. That is so funny. The last question is the most embarrassing sex story I would ask you, but girl, that you clearly just explained it.
No, I've had so me and Ethan have three ways. Girl, so tell me how we were hitting right. So the thing about this is how we. Why are you always laughing?
Oh my God. Oh God.
Why
Hold
are
on.
you always laughing?
I gotta Okay, go.
So we have a rule, just like you said, rules. So if we hook up with someone, it's not intimate. It's not. There's no kissing involved. This is a hookup. You know what I mean? And we also have this rule where me and Ethan usually start off already having sex or like at least jerking off or whatever, and then the third person will just come in. We'll leave the door open. They'll come in. They'll drop their pants and get right to it because it just breaks the ice. You know what I mean? Like sometimes when people come in, they're like, "What do I do?" Well, one day, we were having a threesome, and this guy came in and he dropped his pants, and he had said that he had done them
He
before.
laughed.
Girl, he dropped his pants and he backed up into the corner of the room with his shoulders like this. And he just stood there like he was in shock.
No.
And girl, I got Ethan on the edge of the bed just face fucking him.
And
And the guy,
slowly stop face fucking him, and you're like,
yeah, me and
Brody
Ethan,
was fucking this. What do they call it? What is that monster? That it's on. I think it's on Netflix. The
your sleep
Babadook.
demon.
The Babadook.
Oh God. But bitch, I'll tell you what, I pulled back and I looked at Ethan, and me and Ethan, like you said, we're intertwined. We can talk to each other with our eyes. Bitch, I look down at Ethan and Ethan looks up at me, he gets up, and I told Ethan knows when I give him the face, it's time for Ethan to get up and clean house. Cause Ethan, he's a firecracker. He got up and he was like, "You gotta go. You gotta go. Sorry, this ain't working." So tell me how the guy had to put his pants back up and walk out the door with the walk of shame. But it was just so awkward. It was probably one of the weirdest moments that I've ever had with somebody.
Ew. Well,
Because he looked like a serial killer. The way he was staring at us was almost like he wanted to chop us up in a million pieces.
that is weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah. So crazy. Well,
What's yours?
you're asking
You're overwhelmed with the story.
mine? Mine is truly embarrassing.
What happened?
I've never even shared this, and
What?
I'm about to share it on a podcast.
Tell us.
So I was like 15 or 16, I think 16, I had started talking to this guy from right outside of Atlanta. He was a guy my age. Like 15 or 16, maybe 17. Um, and I don't know how it had to been like AOL chat. Um, so sweet guy, we're talking, whatever, whatever. We're horny, we're talking about other things. And my grandparents loved to go to Biloxi, Mississippi for gambling. And so
Mm.
they sometimes they would go for a weekend and leave me by myself. And I had like my great grandmother down the street, like literally down the street if I needed something. But they would leave me, and so I had the whole place to myself for a weekend. And so I told this guy, and he decided to drive over. Like, we're both still in high school, but like it's the weekend, so neither one of us are whatever. And so he decides to drive over. And he drives over, he stays with me. We're like, doing the whole like romantic thing and hanging out watching movies and blah 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 blah. And it comes down to sex. Well, this was pre knowing how to properly douche.
So you're like me, bitch.
This was pre that. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, but I'm smart at this time. I'm like, I know that things come out of there, so like it can't, and like this would be my second time having sex, and the first time wasn't great. Like we had accidents.
Mm.
And so I'm smart at this point. I'm like, okay, so that means I need to figure out a way to prepare, but like I don't know how to prepare. This is before like Google.
Yeah.
And so I decide earlier that day I'm gonna eat laxatives because I'm thinking that I am thinking that that's gonna clean me out. You know what I mean? Like I'm like thinking, I'm like, okay, so I start with one laxative, and this is early in the morning, and he's not coming in until nighttime.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you got time.
Yeah, time. So I take one in the morning. My grandmother had these. They were I remember them down. They were chocolate laxatives, and they come in like it looked like a candy bar. It tasted like a candy bar. I took I took one square. So I'm like waiting an hour or so, nothing's happening. And like I don't remember taking these before. These were my grandmother's. And so
They're probably extra strength, bitch.
well, I was like, this is not working. Like I need to get this out of me. I need to be fully, whatever before he gets here. And so I take another
Oh my God.
piece. I take another piece. And he's like, not he, but it like another couple hours go by, nothing, not a rumble, nothing, nothing,
Not a soul can clock.
not a whole clock. So I take a fucking third piece of
Stop. You
laxative.
fucking impatient bitch.
Another hour goes by, and I'm like, oh my God, okay, I finally feel it. And I use the bathroom, and it is devastating.
Oh, I'm sure. And it probably was ongoing.
It's devastating. No, it was not ongoing. It was
Oh.
devastating a lot at that moment. And then I showered, and this was like an hour or so before he gets there. I'm
Your
like,
butthole was probably raw as
girl.
fuck from
So
shitting.
I'm like squeaky clean, girl, everything. I'm like, I know what's about to happen, bitch. I know what's about to
I'm
happen.
about to go down, honey.
About to happen. Anyway, so we like watch a movie, and then like it gets to like touchy feely, sucky, whatever. And we go into the things, and he's not a modest size. And so like it's not feeling great. And so I'm like, let's switch to a different position. Let me be on top. Like, let me try, see if that feels better, because it's just not, it's feeling like sandpaper, because girl, the hole is raw after all
I
of
was
that.
gonna say your hole must be raw, bitch.
Girl, I get on top. I'm start, my thing.
My thing.
All of a sudden,
Don't tell me you fucking shit all over him.
all of a sudden, girl, all of a sudden, the laxatives have kicked in. I don't even, I, I don't
Your
even
hole
think.
opened up and they were like, "Oh, it's
Let me
ready to
tell you.
go."
Let me tell you. I don't even think what happened earlier in the night was from the laxatives. I think that was my normal daily whatever.
Stop.
This, I'm like going at it or whatever, and I'm feeling like a true
You're like,
girl.
I'm feeling it,
All of a
sis.
sudden, I feel something really wet.
Stop.
I lift up the covers, and I like audibly screamed. And I get off of him, and I put the covers back. I said, "Don't look at that." I was like, and I like take the covers and I like drag them down his body. I'm like, "We have to shower." Girl, it was a nightmare.
I can imagine what it looked like. Ugh.
A nightmare. And the whole time, like, he's such a gentleman. He's like, "Oh, this happens. Like, don't worry about it." Girl, no, this was
He's
not.
like, this happens all the time to
This doesn't
me.
happen all the time, baby. This does not happen. Since then, it's never happened. It would never happen again. I've never seen it happen. I've never heard of it happening like that. It happened like the end of the world, bitch.
Damn.
Girl, the apocalypse in my anus, honey.
It was a chocolate.
Uh,
A
the
chocolate.
the chocolate wait, what would that be?
A chocolyptic?
A chocolyptic.
It was a chocolyptic for real, bitch, because it was
You what?
chocolate.
And I've never shared that story.
Now I have ammo against you, bitch.
No, you don't,
Kidding,
because
kidding.
thousands of people are gonna hear this.
You're right. You're right.
Anyway, this podcast has went on forever. Let's move on. I'm straight. Did gay for pay. I liked it. Now I'm very confused and don't know how to proceed with it. Advice? So, 30 and always considered myself straight, got very desperate for money, and thus a gay for pay. I was offered money, so I slept with him. Never did anything with a guy before this. I did it, and I actually liked it a lot. I'm very confused by this. Was wondering if anyone had any advice. There's an update. Went back and did it a couple more times. Yep, definitely bi. Have you ever been with like a guy that's like this?
No.
Oh, I have, definitely.
I mean, I think I've been with people that have been curious or whatever, but they've never told me like straight up, like I'm straight.
Oh, girl, a couple of times. Actually, a lot of times. I mean, that's not a surprise. I'm very effeminate. I have very effeminate shape. Um, you know, she loves to be smooth. She's trans non-binary.
So
So
you be pulling the trade, bitch.
I have in the past a couple of times, but
Oh,
not
I
a
know.
lot.
I've seen the people that you pull, and I'm like, how the fuck? How do I do that?
Well, if your shoulders match those hips. The next one is this is a thread of um disturbing pet deaths. In 2005, South African man Morris adopted a baby hippo after rescuing it from a river. In the clip, they can be seen playing together. So there's a clip of it, and I'm going to send it to you. They can be seen playing together. 6 years later, the hippo dragged Morris into the river and mauled him to death. But 6 years after this, that hippo
The
dragged.
thing is that's a wild animal, bitch. You know what I mean? Those things have natural instincts. You can't be keeping them. Nobody said hippos are a pet.
You're right. You're right. The last one is Ida Vitor Maisel, 88, dies after allegedly being injected with soup. So I'm going to read the story.
Injected with soup.
A woman suffering from a stroke was allegedly injected with soup. Ida of Rio de Janeiro, that's in Brazil,
Mm-hmm.
died September 28th at the age of 88, and her family alleges the death was caused when one of the nurses injected her with soup in her vein instead of her feeding tube. According to whatever the news source is, the family is now filing a lawsuit against Santa Casa de Barro Mansa, the hospital where Marcel was admitted after she had a stroke in September. She died 12 hours after the injection. So basically, the lady, the nurse, injected soup into her, like, when you're on all the like IVs and stuff, you have all those things up by you. You know,
Yeah.
the water bag, or maybe it's a blood transfusion, whatever it is, plus your medicine bag, plus feeding tube or whatever. So apparently, the nurse injected it in her feeding tube instead of her like medicine tube, or no,
It was the other way around.
medicine tube instead of her feeding tube, and it killed her.
That's crazy.
Girl, can you imagine being fucking killed by some chicken noodle soup? Bitch, tomato soup, and you didn't even get the grilled cheese.
Damn. I can imagine.
Girl, that's crazy. So
I
the
wonder
last
what it would
thing,
feel like.
before we go, the last thing is I call shade moment of the week. Do you have one?
Yeah, mine was just a second ago. The dog fucking shit on the floor while I was sitting here doing this podcast. And it wasn't just normal shit. He shit all inside the kennel. And then when I went to go get him, he peed all over the floor.
Girl. Well, mine, okay, so I was booked in Charlotte, North Carolina last night at a bar called Scorpio, which if you are ever in North Carolina, you have to go to Scorpio. It is a fierce club. It's humongous. It has so many different rooms, an upstairs, a balcony, like all these different places. It's fierce. It's fierce, 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 fierce. I would highly suggest it. So I was booked there, and during the day before I had to start getting ready, of course you have to eat lunch and dinner and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like looking for food. Well, there's a Chili's within walking distance of the hotel. So I walked to Chili's, and I'm like dead set on getting these Southwestern egg rolls.
Mhm.
Well, I get there, and it's busy, but it's not like there's not like a line out the door. Like when I get in there, there's no line. Like I'm the first person there by the host stand. I do, however, see there are several tables that haven't been cleaned. And there's no host. I'm literally waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. About 7 minutes go by before anybody even greets me. And so the girl comes up. She doesn't even say hello. She has no smile. She's very like no emotion. And she was like, if you no, she says the first thing out of her mouth is it's a 45-minute wait.
The
And,
fuck?
and I was like, okay. And I'm thinking to myself, no hello, like how are you? Like, whatever, like no normal customer service. And so I was like, okay. She's like, but if you want to eat now, you can go sit up at the counter. And so she points at these two chairs, these high top chairs next to the bar, but those seats have like food remnants of like where people were eating, but just haven't been cleaned up.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I'll just do that. It's easier. So I walk up to the bar. And before I even get to the bar, the bartender looks at me and she says, nope, not right now.
The
And
fuck?
and I like look around. I'm like, she must be talking to somebody else because I haven't even said nothing. I haven't even got up there. And I was like, excuse me? And she's like, nope, not right now. And I was like, the host sent me up here to sit here. She said, nope, Not right now. Like that.
Oh my God.
And I was
I
like,
hope you checked her.
I was just like, I was kind of like, I really don't want to eat here now. Like, I've had two people within the matter of a few minutes be totally rude. I definitely don't want to eat here. And, I've worked in food service for years and years and years and years. I've never encountered that. Any place I've ever worked. I've worked at I've worked at California Pizza Kitchen for a couple of years. I've worked at so many other restaurants. I've never encountered even my peers of servers act like that.
That's gaggy.
So I call shade.
Fuck that place. Where was that at again? Give the address, please, so everybody can send them some hate. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, I already gave them a bad review on. If anybody wants to follow me, I have a Google review where I review the hotels and restaurants, and
I do the same thing, bitch.
yeah, and sometimes other businesses, but mostly hotels and restaurants, so people know. And I give my honest feedback, just like I do on here.
I'm the same way.
You can go check it out on Google under Trinity the Tuck. But anyway, that's been our podcast today. I know this has been really long, but I've had fun. Go follow Shontelle. We say this every episode. Shontelle Sparkles, hair page at Glitterbomb Wigs, glitterbombwigs.com, Trinity the Tuck, Trinity the Talk, and we will see you and listen to you. Well, you'll listen to us next week. Until then.